Hello there and welcome back to the channel. So, in this video we will create an SSH configuration for GitHub, but we will do this the right way, and that is without compromising on security or convenience. So by the end of the video you have a really good and well-polished configuration going on for you. Let's go. So I want to clone this project over here, QMK. Copy the SSH URL, jump into the terminal. Let's try to git clone and paste the SSH URL that we just copied, and we get an error. Permission denied. Good, SSH is working as it should. To set up SSH, we need two files, one containing a private key and one containing a public key. This is what is called a key pair. These keys are generated using beautiful cryptographic algorithms. What you need to know about this is that you will give your public key to GitHub, so GitHub can encrypt everything they send to you, and the only person who can decrypt it is the one that has the private key. Hopefully, only you. So type ssh-keygen, which you already have installed probably, and then -t ed25519 to create a pair of keys. It asks for a location for your key files. Keep the default, which is the .ssh directory in your home directory, and a passphrase. Though you are allowed to have an empty passphrase, I definitely recommend you to create one. There, now you have a pair of keys, one called id_ed25519.pub, which is your public key, and one simply called id_ed25519, without anything afterwards, which is your private key. And this file you should keep safe. Another thing is that this -t argument that we pass to ssh-keygen makes sure that it uses the ed25519 cryptographic algorithm to generate the key. The default algorithm is RSA, which is good, nothing wrong with it, but this new algorithm ed25519 is faster and more secure, so why not use it? Now, open the public key file, the one with the .pub extension, make sure that's the one, and copy its contents to the clipboard. And now we go back to GitHub and click on your face in the top right corner, go to Settings, SSH and GPG keys, add a new key, give it a title, and paste the key in there. At this point, things should just magically start working. So back in the terminal, let's try git clone again, and insert the passphrase, and boom! It works. We got the repository cloned locally. But check this out. Let's remove it. So rm-rf qmk, and let's clone it again. Yeah, annoying. So every time you want to connect with GitHub, you need to type your passphrase again. And that's why many developers do the wrong thing and avoid passphrases altogether. But we're better than that. Let's fix this the right way without compromising on security. Enter SSH Agent. So the SSH Agent is a program that caches your unlocked private keys, so you don't need to type a passphrase every time. Great. Now the SSH Agent is wonderful, but it can get a little bit finicky, so hold with me for a second, okay? Now let's see if it's running already, which I really hope for your mental sanity that it is. So to check if it's running, type this: echo space $ssh_auth_sock. If you get nothing, your agent is not running yet, which it should. But if not, we can start it. And to start it, just type this: eval space $open parens ssh-agent close parens, enter, and it should start running now the correct way. Some people put this in their bashrc file, which is a bad idea because you would start a new agent with every new shell, which makes absolutely no sense. I don't know why people do that. Having it in your .profile file makes a little bit more sense and things should work a little bit more reasonably. But macOS, as far as I know, is the only OS that got this 100% correctly. Apple added a patch to OpenSSH itself to allow SSH Agent to be socket activated and started on demand by launch D. In my opinion, this patch should be brought to the main branch of OpenSSH, so systemd and other init systems could also use it. It's the only reasonable way to handle this. Otherwise, it's messy. Okay, rant over. SSH Agent is now running. Now let's add our key to the agent. So ssh-add and the location of the key, type the passphrase one last time, and now we can clone our repository without typing the passphrase. And as long as the agent is running, we will be able to connect to GitHub without ever having to type the passphrase again. Job done, security and convenience at the same time. Woof, that was a mouthful. Now that we've gone through all this trouble, I know it was quite a lot, but now we have the knowledge necessary to massively simplify all of this. And we do this with configuration files, okay? So let's create an SSH configuration that takes care of everything that we want. Open or create a file called config in your .ssh directory in your home directory, and let's add a configuration for github.com. Let's set add keys to agent to yes, so we don't have to call ssh-add to add the keys to the agent. Now let's add user git to simplify the URL. We don't need this git at github.com anymore, just github.com is enough. And to simplify this even more, let's rename this configuration here to just say GitHub. You could have anything, but let's just use GitHub and say that the host is github.com. So now it's enough to type github:/user/repository to refer to a repository. No need to go to GitHub anymore and copy the SSH URL. I bet you could impress someone looking over your shoulder and just watching you typing away GitHub:/repository, boom, cloned. It's like, well, how did you know that? I don't know. Cool. Now we can clone whatever repository you want as long as you know the user and the repository name. Usually your own repositories, you would know those things. All right, there are many more configurations that you could use. For example, identity file and identities only would allow you to change the name of the key in case you end up with a lot of keys. But this is enough to get you started. This is a solid little configuration that we got going on here, and you can expand upon it. You will notice that no matter what you want SSH will have a configuration for you. Now, like and subscribe to this video and leave a comment letting me know if you change the way that you use SSH after watching this video, or telling me how SSH Agent is messing with you. Now, go read the man pages, and that's it for me today. Hej då!